We suck. No defense, can't score. Man, that's not this third quarter. Every third quarter that we play this season, we come out slow, lackadaisical, offensively and defensively. We got to get it together. Why? I can't tell you. But we got to do a better job. I mean, we scored 12 points in the third quarter. And that's the game right there. We got to do a better job coming out in the third.
You guys were frustrated after the effort in Portland. Seemed like you responded the last couple of games. Was there any carryover from that or anything else you can isolate about tonight?
We'll only see Sunday. We got to decide who we want to be. Championship team, it's not us right now. Not winning a championship the way we're playing. We got to be better, and we got to care more for our wins at home, wins in general. That was embarrassing. To be up 5 at half. Obviously, this team shoots a lot of threes, but they have guys who can score the basketball. But it was just no effort in the third quarter. I don't want to say the first half. First half, I think we looked really good. We had some mistakes, but our effort was there, energy, in the third quarter just wasn't there for us.
Eddie, how do you guys sort of gather together after a game like this? I mean, you guys have done it before, Portland, but how do you stay consistent and not have these same breakdowns?
Well, what we can't do is, one, point the finger. It was you, it was you, it was you. This play is you. We got to stay together. And we stay together, but also we got to learn from the film. So film tomorrow is going to be big for us to, have another heart-to-heart about these type of games. We hate feeling this way. Obviously we lose. We're going to lose games. Everyone loses games, but doing it the right way, having the team actually beat us, not beating ourselves. And those are the frustrating ones when we beat ourselves. And tonight was energy and effort in the third quarter. Second half, just like Portland was from the tip. Our energy and effort wasn't there. So we hate losing games like that. But we got to learn from it, and most importantly, we got to stay together. And we're going to continue to stay together. Still fairly early. This is game 12 or game 13 or something like that. We still don't have all our guys back, but we got enough guys to win basketball games. And we got to continue to do what we do, play Lakers basketball. And some games we see it, some games we don't. We see it for a half, the other half we don't. We see it for 3 quarters and not 1 quarter. So we got to put a stretch of games where we're playing our style of basketball for 48 minutes and live with that result.
80, you did it's game 13. You're missing players. So what matters about this in the long run? I guess, because it's a long season.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, you think about that. Big picture. We're missing one of our star guys. We're missing K9, Taylor, 2 scores. Austin's been playing well for us. He's out for a couple weeks. One of our best 3-and-D guys, TA. So we're missing guys. And, that's where, you think about big picture, long term, what we can be. But now, in a moment, it's frustrating because we're losing games in the way we're losing games. And so, our focus now is frustration, especially losses like this, because we know that we're a good team. And, you think about that long term and that big picture goal, but, we want to win now, and it just sucks that we don't know our full team, our full capability of what guys can bring to the team. But when we get everybody back, we know we'll be a great team. But we still gotta do what we do no matter who's on the floor. We still gotta follow our principles on both ends of the floor, and we like that tonight.
AD, I know kind of everything kind of gets sucked into the result here, but you guys start out with a new lineup with Wayne in, you and Russ and shooters. Was there anything distinct you saw from that? Is it sort of impossible to gain a result or?
No, it's not the
information from
lineup.
that?
Because we started the game with the lineup and we were fine. We were up big in the first, like 9 points or 11 or something like that. And then we went to half of 5. So I mean, it wasn't the lineup. It was the third quarter lineup, the same guys that didn't come out with a lot of energy and effort. All 5 of us. Breakdowns defensively, bad shots offensively, turnovers, all of that. So it had nothing to do with the lineup. We played small before. Where I'm at the 5 and we had different lineups. So I don't think the lineup was a factor. It was our effort.
The lead, Carmelo makes that play at the end of the half, kind of gave
End of the first quarter.
yeah, first quarter. I'm sorry, gave them a lot of momentum, and it was just not a good game for the Lakers. Just hard to understand. There's a lot of things to talk about. Points in the paint, not the inability to score. That third quarter was ugly.
We're gonna get to that in a few minutes.
So yeah, it was just not a good game for us.
Yeah, not a lot of words to say. Rob, you mentioned the law of averages. Carmelo Anthony definitely felt that tonight. He had been red hot coming into this game. If you look at the totality of his season so far, he goes 1 for 12 tonight and 1 for 8 behind the arc, where he'd been so consistent over the season. Also, that third quarter, James, Gita, I know you mentioned we're going to get to it. Lakers gave up 40 points. They scored only 12. It's one thing to give up 40 in a quarter. That's going to happen. It's another thing if you score 12 in a quarter. That's going to happen too. But when it happens in the same 12 minutes, you're in big trouble.
So since Brez led us there, I'm going to show you something, Brez. You know how we exaggerate sometimes and we say it's one of the worst in history?
Yeah.
It really, truly was. The Lakers were outscored 40-12, as you said. The minus 28-point difference, Brez, is the largest third quarter deficit for the Lakers since 1951.
No.
You weren't even thought of at that point.
Not
Karl
even
Anthony
close.
Towns single-handedly outscored the Lakers 18-12 by himself in that third quarter. Rob, they didn't score for over 7 minutes in that quarter.
It's hard, and it's unthinkable that you cannot score in that large of a period of time. And it goes back to me, how the game is played now. There's no inside presence. It's most okay. I'm going to jack it up from the outside. Eventually, one's going to fall. That's the law of averages. That's what they want to play. But sometimes you need a go-to-the-basket type play. You need to go in and try to draw a foul. You need something to break that ice, because a 7-minute drought is unacceptable for a team that's trying to keep their home court advantage and try to move on and get a better record. And there's so many other things I could say about it, but you can't let that happen. You just can't.
40-12, big game.
Yeah, I mean, we could sit here and chitter chat all night. It was just ugly. They got outplayed. There's no energy. We talk about how, they couldn't score, but they couldn't stop anybody either. Defensively, it's just a setback from the little trend that they had going back to embarrassing losses at home after a day's rest on a team that's, depleted a little bit as far as their record, and they let them come in here and get a win. Unacceptable.
Yeah, this third quarter thing has really become an issue in certain games this season for the Lakers. They go into the half with decent momentum, and it just kind of falls apart, right, and piles up at their feet. I mean, tonight was one of those